Welcome to this short discussion video on ABG. There are few steps to be followed while calculating a question of ABG. I will enumerate those steps first. So the first step is to check the pH of the patient and determine if it is acidosis or alkalosis. And the next step is to check the HCO3 value of the patient. So from that you can understand if the patient has a metabolic condition or a respiratory condition. The third step is to calculate the expected PCO2 value. The fourth step is to compare the expected and the observed PCO2 value to check if there is compensation or not. We move ahead and look at the steps to be followed. So the first step is to check the pH of the patient. Normal blood pH is 7.4. In cases of acidosis, the pH is less than 7.4, and in case of alkalosis, the pH is more than 7.4. So in the first step, we have determined if the patient has acidosis or alkalosis. Now the next step will be to find out if the patient has respiratory or metabolic alkalosis or acidosis. For that, we will have to check the HCO3 values. We consider 25 milliequivalents per liter as the normal HCO3 value. Actually, the normal value is always a range, but for calculation purpose, 25 is considered as the normal value. So a patient can have a value less than or more than 25. So the mnemonic is ROMS. So R stands for respiratory, O stands for opposite, M stands for metabolic, and S stands for same. Now, in the first step, you look at the pH if it is less than or more than 7.4. In the next step, you look at the HCO3 value if it is less than or more than 25. So if the pH and HCO3 are going in the same direction means metabolic, and if the pH and the HCO3 are going in the opposite direction, so opposite direction means respiratory. So till now we have looked at three steps. First is to look at the pH and determine if it is acidosis or alkalosis. Second is to look at the HCO3 value if it is going in the same direction as that of the pH, or if the opposite direction as that of the pH. If it is going in the same direction, it is a case of metabolic, and in the opposite direction means it is a case of respiratory. So from this table you can simplify whatever we have learned till now. The first step is pH. If the pH is 7.4, it is acidosis. If it is more than 7.4, it is alkalosis. If HCO3 and pH are going in the same direction, it is metabolic. And if HCO3 and pH are going in the opposite direction, it is respiratory. So we have four conditions: metabolic acidosis, respiratory alkalosis, and metabolic alkalosis. Now moving ahead, we will have to check if there is a compensation by the body to this primary condition. In primary metabolic abnormalities, changes will be seen in HCO3, but the compensation will be seen in the form of changes in PCO2 values. Similarly, in primary respiratory abnormalities, the changes in the PCO2 will be seen, and the compensation will be in the form of changes in the HCO3 values. So to see if there is compensation or not, we will have to look at the changes of PCO2 and HCO3 values. So in cases of metabolic abnormalities, you have to calculate the expected PCO2. So the formula for expected PCO2 is PCO2 is equal to HCO3 plus 15. Now the first important thing to be noted is, in a question you are not first supposed to look at the PCO2 unless and until you have calculated the expected PCO2. So the first thing important to be noted is you are supposed to calculate the expected PCO2, find the value, and only then you are supposed to compare it with the observed PCO2. Since you have obtained the expected PCO2, you compare it with the observed PCO2. If the expected and observed values are equal, it means the body has compensated. So if both the values are equal, it means it is compensated. If the observed value is more than the expected value, then it is with the metabolic abnormality is with respiratory acidosis. If the observed value is less than expected, then it is with respiratory alkalosis. You just basically have to remember that the value of PCO2 is inversely proportional to pH. More is the observed PCO2 value, lesser will be the pH, which means if observed PCO2 is more than the expected value, it means that the pH will be low, that means respiratory acidosis. Same way, if the observed PCO2 value is less than the expected PCO2 value, it means that it is inversely proportional to pH, so pH will be more, which means respiratory alkalosis. Now let us look at this question, which will help us revise what we have learned till now. In this question, the value of pH given is 7.2, which means it is less than 7.4. It is going on a lower side. It means it is acidosis. Now the normal value of HCO3 is 25. The value given here is 18. It is also going on a lower side. So the first step told us that it is acidosis. Now the second step is telling that this is also going on a lower side, same as that of the pH. So both are going on the same side. So according to the mnemonic, it means that this is a case of metabolic acidosis. Now let us calculate the expected PCO2. So the expected PCO2 will be HCO3 plus 15, which means 18 plus 15, that will be 33. Now the expected PCO2 is 33 and the observed PCO2 is 28. Since the expected PCO2 is more than the observed PCO2, which means the observed PCO2 is lesser than the expected PCO2. Observed is less, which means pH is inversely proportional, that is pH is more, which means metabolic acidosis with respiratory alkalosis. We'll revise this question again. So pH is 7.2, which means acidosis. 7.2 is less than 7.4. HCO3 18 is less than 25. Both are going in the same direction, so metabolic. Expected PCO2 is 18 plus 15, that is 33. Observed PCO2 is less than expected PCO2, which means respiratory alkalosis. So the answer, final answer is metabolic acidosis with respiratory alkalosis. Moving ahead. Now these were the conditions in which the primary abnormality was metabolic. Now we'll move to questions in which the primary abnormality will be respiratory, and we will look at how to find the compensation. Now if in the respiratory case, the primary change will be in the PCO2 and compensation will be made with changes in HCO3 values. So we will have to check that for every 10 millimeter of PCO2, what is the change in HCO3 values. If the change in HCO3 is 4, it is a chronic condition, and any other change is an acute condition. In cases of respiratory acidosis, there is an increase in the HCO3 value as a compensation, and in cases of respiratory alkalosis, there is a decrease in the HCO3 values as a compensation. In this question, they have given a graphic supposed to identify what points A and D. Point A to 7.2, so pH is 7.2, which means acidosis. If we draw a horizontal line, it is pointing towards 28, which means more than 25. So HCO3 is going above 25 and pH is below 7.4, so both are in the opposite direction, which means respiratory. So till now we have understood that point A is respiratory acidosis. If we drop a line from here, it points towards 7.7, which means alkalosis, and if we draw a horizontal line, it points towards 16, which is less than 25. So both are again going in the opposite direction, so respiratory alkalosis. The answer here will be acute respiratory acidosis and acute respiratory alkalosis of point A and D respectively. Moving ahead, we'll look at anion gap questions. The formula for calculating anion gap is all the positive ion minus the negative ions. So sodium minus chloride and HCO3. So the normal value is 10 to 12. Now if there is a question given in which the pH is 7.08, HCO3 is 8, Na is 143 and chloride is 100, when you calculate you get 143 minus 100 minus 8. So the answer will be 35. Now since 35 is much more than 12, so it is a high anion gap. Now in cases of high anion gap metabolic acidosis, you are supposed to see if the metabolic acidosis is with metabolic alkalosis or the metabolic acidosis is with normal anion gap metabolic acidosis. For that we'll have to look at the change in the anion gap with respect to the change in the HCO3 values. So how will we calculate that? We'll find out the anion gap which is found out from the answer. We'll subtract it by 12 because 12 is the normal value, and we'll subtract 25 minus the HCO3 value which is given in the question, and then we'll compare the two. Ideally, change in anion gap should be equal to change in HCO3. If the change in anion gap is more than change in HCO3, it is the high anion gap metabolic acidosis is associated with metabolic alkalosis. If the anion gap is less, then high anion gap metabolic acidosis is associated with normal anion gap metabolic acidosis. We'll look at a question to understand better. So in this question, the pH is given 7.08, which means acidosis. HCO3 is 8, which means that is also going on a lower side, so both are going in the same direction, so metabolic acidosis. So anion gap, as we calculated in the previous question, is 35. Since it is more than 12, it is a high anion gap, metabolic acidosis. Now we'll calculate the change in the anion gap. 35 minus 12, so that is 23, and the change in HCO3, that is 25 minus 8, so 17. Now since change in anion gap is more than the change in HCO3, the answer will be high anion gap metabolic acidosis with metabolic alkalosis. Okay, thank you.